Hi everybody, this is Nick, and you are at www.rei-tv.com for another episode of the Flippin' Right Show. Today we have an episode in the series of A Day in the Life. A Day in the Life of a Real Estate Investor. I know a lot of you guys like these. I'm headed out, and I like it too, of course, because when this happens I make money. This is a lease option deal, and you know, I don't do a whole lot of lease option deals. I like to take the house subject to, so I own that house, and so I fully control it. So no matter what happens to the seller, I can't get in trouble because of his mistakes or shortcomings. But in this case, it's a seller with a solid history, solid credit rating, and the real reason I'm looking at this house, it's a $350,000 house, maybe $375,000, that he owes $322,000 on. So he's willing to sell it. He's willing to sell it for what he owes. But I don't want to buy the house, so we're going to lease it with an option to purchase. And in a lot of cases, I take this house subject to, where he'd sign it over to me. But I don't really want it subject to because of the market right now. You know, the subject to houses, when you take a house subject to, you take it forever. And with a mortgage payment of $2,600 or $2,800 or whatever this one is, I don't know that I want it forever, because if the market continues to decline, I'm going to end up with a lemon, with a house that I owe more on than it's worth. And you know, you take it sub to, you really can't give it back to him. You got to follow through. So I'm taking it instead lease with an option to purchase. The good thing is, we explained to the sellers, and they know darn well that we cannot rent this house or lease this house to somebody for the $2,700 a month that they're asking for it. So we're paying $1,600 a month for this house, and we're going to lease it with an option to purchase, and most likely do a sandwich lease option where we will turn around and lease it to somebody else. So we'll lease it with an option to purchase from the sellers with a payment of $1,600 a month. They're going to make up the difference, and we'll lease it to somebody else for around $2,100, $2,200 a month. So there's going to be a nice cash flow. I mean, I could even take $1,900 a month for it, which sounds like a lot less, you know, than $2,100 to a buyer, and make a few $100 a month. But more importantly, when I sell it to someone, they owe $322. I'll sell it for $359 or something like that. So I'll have a $30,000 or $40,000 spread in the end. Another reason I'm taking it I'm leasing it with an option instead of buying it is, like I said before, in case the market goes down, or in this case, if a year from now, you know, I've had trouble filling it, or the market goes down, or it's only worth $275 or whatever it is. Now, luckily, I'm in an area where the market it has went down. There's no doubt that houses are worth less now in the Chicago area than they used to be, but it's not as bad as Nevada or Florida or some of the other places. So, in any case, I have a year-to-year lease. My option is to renew at the end of the year without an increase in rent, so it'll always be $1,600 to me. And but if at the end of the year, at the end of the second year, or whatever it is, it's not a valuable house in my portfolio, I'll just hand it back and walk away. So now, some of the safeguards we have in the mortgage here, or not in the mortgage, but in the agreement, the contracts, are that the first one is I can renew it at the end of the year at my choice. I can walk or I can renew it. It's a beautiful house. Secondly is we don't make the first payment and actually take responsibility for it until we find our tenant. And it's very clearly spelled out in the agreement that we don't start making payments until we have somebody ready to move in. So once I find my tenant to buy it from me with an option, at least with an option to purchase, I'll get my $8,000 or $10,000 or $12,000 up front from them as an option fee, and we're giving the buyer a $10 option fee to move in and to get into the deal. So that's the way you want to do it. So that's a little bit for you. Hey guys, I'm at the house and we're checking it out. We were just inside talking to the sellers. As much as I'd like to record the conversation I had with the sellers, I don't know how appropriate it was, but I explained to them that we'll do all the paperwork today, but we're not taking over the house until we find our buyer. And I also explained to them, I did explain to them the repair thing. I don't know if I told you this or not, but the way the repairs will work, anything over $400, they're responsible for it, because they are still landlords and they own the house. Now, when we find our tenant, they're going to agree to fix any repairs that are under $400. So really, it leaves me in the clear. But anyways, here's the house. We're out in front now, obviously. It's a nice property. Comes with a basketball hoop for those budding future pros. The folks want to move as soon as they can, and we did explain to them exactly how the program works and how the rent-to-own works. It's really a pretty house, and I really don't feel with me asking $19.50 or whatever it is that we'll have any trouble renting the property. And what I'm doing now is I gave the sellers. Sometimes sellers get a little uncomfortable. Sometimes I find that sellers get a little uncomfortable if I sit there watching them read the contract. So I always ask, do you want me to go through this contract with you? I don't call it a contract, I call it the paperwork or the agreement. But do you want me to go through the paperwork with you step by step and explain everything to you? Or do you just want me to give it to you and let you read it? And these folks said, well, we just want to read it. So at this point, I gave a copy of the paperwork to the husband and the wife. I explained to them there's a lot of paperwork because we have to protect not only their best interests, but our tenants' best interests. And we're walking around the house, taking a video and taking a look around while they're reading the paperwork. So we'll go in and answer their questions, and knock on wood, we'll end up with signatures. Well, I wouldn't do a video without recording the dog, right? Here's the inside. Got a nice family room there, attached to a room that could be like a living room or a formal dining room. Real nice entranceway. I like that. People will like that when they come in. They like to give that big picture when they walk in the front door. And then, of course, we have the kitchen. The kitchen my wife would love. I'm sure we'll find someone's wife that loves them too. And what are those cabinets? Chestnut?
Yes.
Chestnut. All right. Okay, we're out of the house. All went well. We got the contract signed. They had a little objection. They wanted to think about it, but we just said, why don't you go ahead and sign the contracts, and then call me in a day or two if you have any problems with it after you look it over. But we really want to get aggressive and get some signs out today and get it in the newspaper tomorrow. So they went ahead and signed the contracts. And that just comes with experience. You got to kind of learn a little bit how to do that. And if you read some books on direct sales, they really would help you learning how to turn around and overcome objections. There's some simple things that you kind of learn to do. And I have some other videos here that you can watch that explain how to talk to sellers. So go find them. Anyway, now we're going to go put some signs up, and like I said, we're going to get aggressive. We're going to find a buyer, at least a tenant, to rent this house from us. We're going to put some money in our pocket with the option fee, and then work with them a long time to get them financed. Let's go hang some signs. And here we are down on the corner, putting some directional signs up. I'm going to make another one here with an arrow and put it next to it real quick. And we'll be sending people down. Well, there you have it. The contracts are signed. Right there. The signs are up back there. And we got ourselves a deal. Now we're going to advertise heavy. We're going to advertise on Craigslist, on our own website, in signs. We're going to advertise in the newspaper, and we may even do a mailing to the area around the house to fill this thing. Maybe send it out to some apartments and stuff. Now our object here is to find a renter, a tenant that's going to rent from us for a few $100 more a month than we're renting the property. We're also going to get a nice option fee up front, probably $8,000 to $12,000. And we're going to work with that with those people to get them financed so we can eventually close. We have a house that we're paying $322,000 for eventually, that we're going to sell for $349,000, I believe. So we've got about $30,000 almost in equity, and we're taking no risks besides being willing to make the mortgage payments if our tenant don't. So we do have to screen our tenants well, but we can get out of this. We can walk away after a year with no responsibility whatsoever. And again, like I said before, my wife wants to go look at the house. It's really nice. I don't think it doesn't have as much space as I personally need, because I need an office and all that other stuff. But we'll look at it anyways. But in any case, we just got ourselves a deal. The lease option, or sandwich lease option, is a good tool to have. Speak it up, Nick. A good tool to have in your tool belt, especially right now when there's so many people willing to let their houses go for cheap, and there's so many people that can't get their own mortgage. In any case, we got a nice lease option deal today. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. I will update it. I'll let you guys know how this goes when we get a tenant in there, just like I'm updating you with our auction house from the last Day in the Life series. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick. It's the Flippin' Right Show, www.rei-tv. I'm out. Now go make an offer.